So today's sermon is about gratitude, how we lose gratitude and how we find gratitude. And it comes from a 2012 sermon by Rev Dr Albert Gani. We've been talking a lot lately in a lot of our activities about losing our personality. Losing the personality. And Taoism, founded by Lao Tzu, talks a lot about the no self. And it's not about losing my identity, this no self. No self is true self, and the greatest man is nobody. The personality-less self is the true self. The greatest man has no personality, is aligned only with their divinity, with their true self. So spirituality is not about losing my identity, but it's about finding my real identity, that infinite identity, which is beyond the personality, which is so much greater than this little box I put myself in. So if you think that spirituality is about maintaining your personality, you're very much mistaken. It's about losing it. It's about crucifying it. This is what our logo means. The crucifixion of the ego, the crucifixion of the false self, to find the inner Christ. I lose the little I, the I of my personality, and I reconnect with the greater Christ within me, who I really am. That's how we enter the kingdom of God. We can't enter God's kingdom carrying our personality. It is a heavy weight. We're too big. We're too inflated. Now, the mistake is to believe, though, that if I lose my personality, I have lost myself. I lose myself. I am that personality. It's not true. The more I chip away at this personality, the more I find my real self, the more I find my strength, the more I find that beacon of light that exists in me. So there's a term, it's called the ego functions. The ego, this term is bandied about, big ego, little ego, ego this, ego that. The ego means the I, the I. Now, my ego functions are my ability to will, to love, and to feel. Those are beautiful, the ability to will, to love, and to feel. Now, where do I place these abilities to will, to love, and to feel? Where do I put that ego? Do I plug those functions into this personality? Or do I plug that into God and the greater self? How do I operate in life? So when psychologists say, oh, he's got a big ego, it's a misnomer. He doesn't have a big ego. He's plugged his ego functions into what he thinks is big, which is the personality. He plugged his ability to will, ability to think, ability to feel into a personality. It's a difference. Because I have the ability to remove that from the personality and plug it in to my greater self. The greater I, my God self. And think about it logically. I put all my energy into getting approval, into that whole see me self. We were talking about that last week. The see me self-referencing place where I'm looking for compliments. I make my name lowercase on purpose to show how humble I am. See me, how humble I am. Now that took a lot of effort. You got to tell the charity, yes, I do want my first name lowercase. It's not a type. There's a lot of effort into maintaining this, see me, how humble I am. My will, my thinking, my feeling have been invested in that see me self. But we all do our different variations of this. I'm just picking on the lowercase donor. But see me, how smart I am. And I do it in subtle ways, like I drop a really obscure name of history, subtly. But of course, see me how smart I am. Or see me how loving I am. Or how spiritual, as we talked about last week. I'm so spiritual, and I just emanate spiritual. But it's all to get attention. It's all to have someone else think I'm great. It's all self-referencing. It's not genuine. People can do this with rebellion. See me, how rebellious I am and cool. What a nonconformist I am. Or see what a go-getter I am. You know how many risks I take? Do you know how much I do? Do you know what a go-getter I am? But it's, again, all self-referencing. I'm putting my ability to will, my ability to feel, my ability to love in this see me place. And this creates all kinds of trouble in my life. This is where all the trouble comes from. Investing my I in that personality instead of investing it in my God self. I believe that that is my most precious possession. But the reality is I have to lose it. If you've ever been with someone who is dying, their personality, most cases, personality is gone. And it is such a pleasure to be around someone whose personality is shattered. They are genuine. They're not trying to pull the wool over your eyes. They're not looking for your approval. This is who I am. Take it or leave it. And your heart opens up to them. And their heart is open to you, and it's beautiful. We have to lose it. Now, the sooner we lose it, the better. We hope not to lose it at the time of our death. If we could lose it before then, our life would be so much more full, so much happier. We would create so fewer problems for ourselves. So we have to lose it. But we can misunderstand this as well. That says, well, once I die, I'm done with this personality and this problem. This is not true. It's not true. I will take my unresolved conceit with me. I will take my unresolved rebellion with me. I will take my glamorized spirituality with me. And that makes me come back. That requires me to return. That requires me to reincarnate. It's true, I can't take it with me to the kingdom of God, but I will return with it. I will return with it. As it says in the Bible, you can't pass a camel through the eye of a needle. It's our personality that prevents us from threading the needle. It's our personality. And again, look at the subtle ways you do this. You may say, I don't boast, I'm very humble, I don't talk about myself. But check yourself. How often in a conversation am I talking about what I've done, who I am, how great I am? How have I turned what someone else said into something referencing me in my life? Little subtle ways. How do I drop, again, little words or facts to make myself interesting? Now, I could do it with generosity, but what's the motive? And what's the intent? What is the intent? Is it self-flattery? Is it trying to get people to think I'm great? That's what we have to look at. So this is what spirituality is all about. Dissolving, looking at ourselves, refining this diamond that we are. But chipping away at the dirt, purifying ourselves, gradually finding our true self. It doesn't happen overnight. It takes baby steps. Was it different for the Christ? No. It wasn't. Of course not. He gradually found himself. Jesus gradually discovered the Christ within. He gradually discovered himself. At 12, he was teaching at the temple. See me, Mom and Dad, I'm teaching at the temple. What a son. I bet Mary and Joseph were like, see my son. See me, see my son. He was conforming. He first conformed to the Jewish religion. He taught at the temple, but then he discovered, my mother is not my mother. And my father is not my father. And I am not my personality. He gradually discovered that Christ within, just as we do. The experience at Gethsemane, when he had to drink, do I have to drink this cup? That transfigured him. He came down changed. He came down a different person. The same is true with Moses in Exodus 34:30. When he came down with the 10 Commandments, they had a hard time recognizing him. Same is true with us. When a significant part of our personality is destroyed, we will be transfigured. Sometimes you've experienced that in a huge crisis in life. And you come out of it and you feel like a totally different person. And you look in the mirror and you look the same, but you are changed. And then sometimes you start to build back Humpty Dumpty and the personality reforms. But the idea is to not rebuild. To keep that place of transfiguration. To lose that personality. We can do it in two ways. The easy way, which is to voluntarily go towards our personality in our daily work, daily reflecting on ourselves, daily self-confrontation, daily calling ourselves out. Hey, you did it again. Okay, noted. You just name dropped. Why'd you do that? Okay, I call myself out with love, without judgments, as an act of self-awareness. You just indulged in your personality, Corrin. You didn't need to do that. No point. But it's gradual. And the more we do it, the more we see. And the more we see, the less likely we are to indulge in that false self. So we can do it that way, the easy way, or sometimes we don't do it and we are hit by a crisis. where everything seems to be destroyed, including our face and our personality. And it's our choice. If we don't do it gradually with baby steps, it will happen in a big crisis. There is no question about it. Sometimes, when we go through this personality loss, and it can be things like someone gives you a strong confrontation, or you have a fight and you see something about yourself that you really didn't like, and you feel changed inside, and you're like, who am I? If I'm not this false self, who am I? If I'm not this personality, what is my identity? And you feel like you're floating, you feel like you've just jumped off a cliff and you don't know where you're going to land. And sometimes you have to float for a while. But eventually you will find your footing. And when you do, as it says in the labor of Hercules, you'll find the golden apples. The golden apples of Hesperides. When Hercules, he's searching for these apples everywhere. He can't find them. He's like, I don't know where these apples are. And then he sees his friend Atlas, who's got a big backache, and he says, can you hold the world for a minute? My back is killing me. And Hercules says, no problem. Sure, I can't find these apples. I'm happy to help. So roll the world on my shoulders. And as soon as he does, and he carries the weight of the world, Atlas produces the apples for Hercules. He wasn't looking for the apples. He didn't serve to find the apples. But they came to him anyway. The same is true when we lose our personality. We're trying to find our identity. Who am I? What am I? And it will be revealed to us if we allow ourselves to float for a little bit. But we have to take that risk, the risk of losing the face, the risk of shedding that persona. So in this place of the personality, when you're looking for see me, there is no way to express any kind of gratitude. You can't be grateful in this false self. It is impossible. If I'm continuously self-referencing, it's about what I'm getting, not what I've been given, not what I can give. It's a very egocentric place, the personality. It is totally egocentric. Gratitude can only be experienced when I'm humble. Truly humble, not false humility, true humility. And when I put what I've been given to good use. And when I attribute the gift to its source. You can think of this in so many ways. I'm given an inheritance, and I stick it in a bank account, and that's it. And I save it like Silas Marner, or Scrooge, and I count my coins. But I don't put it back in the world and, make it productive. Maybe creating homes for other people, or renting, or, there's a lot of things I can do with money. Or I'm given spiritual teachings and I eat them up, but I don't do anything in my life with them. They're great, I love them, but I don't do anything with them. It's just I eat and eat and eat, and I never do any acting. I never take any steps for change. I'm not putting to good use what I've been given. So you can't be grateful in your personality. Real gratitude is only available when we give up that false self. Why are holidays nightmares with family for most people? Because it's not about gratitude, it's about feed me, feed me, feed me, and see me, see me, see what I'm doing, see how successful I am, see how great my marriage is, see me. It's all see me and give to me, feed me. It's all personality. That makes it a nightmare. Makes it a nightmare. 10 personalities at one table. This is why people go play tennis on Thanksgiving evening. My tennis clinic on Thursday is full. I'm like, what on earth are you guys doing? Aren't you with your family? They're like, I'm getting away from my family at 7 o'clock. Okay, to each his own. But it's because it's the personality. Enough is enough. I can't take all these personalities. It's all egocentric. It's all self-serving. It's all feed me approval, feed me accolades, feed me food. And so it's gorging on many levels, and it is repellent. And it creates anger, frustration, resentment. In this false self, we pretend gratitude to get more. We abuse gratitude for entitlement, but it's not real gratitude. To be grateful, we have to lose ourselves. To be grateful for what we receive, we also have to earn. And we also have to give. If we don't do our part, we won't be grateful either. So in order to be grateful, we have to lose our false self, true gratitude. We have to let go of this personality. In order to be productive in life, we also have to lose this personality. Anything you've produced in your life was not done by your personality. Was not done by your false self. It was done by your divine self. That personality only reduces. And if you don't produce, you can't be grateful. So what happens to the holiday season? Instead of being a time of gratitude, it becomes a time of theft, of greedy, grabby covetousness, of intending to steal, of intending to reduce, denying the presence of God within and outside of ourselves. Truly experiencing the beauty of our holiday season and finding true gratitude, gratitude found, is by letting go of our personality, allowing ourselves to be touched deeply by the abundance that we have, giving from a place not of see me what I gave you for Christmas. No, I give within myself. I give within myself. This is how I go shopping. I give within myself, not to impress you, not to get your approval, but from my higher self to your higher self, what I think would be kind to you, an act of love to you. So, as it says in Psalms, it is a good thing to give thanks unto the Lord. And so, I would recommend using this week to do in your writing everything you're grateful for. On all levels of your being. The people in your life, your struggles. Can I be grateful for my struggles? What are they teaching me? Can I be grateful for my pains? What are they highlighting on the inside for me? Everything in my life is a gift if I look at it as such. Can I be grateful for everything? My loneliness, my busyness, everything. And so let's take a moment and go inside. And make a commitment to see how we separate ourselves from the incredible infinite abundance that is available. The abundance available only through losing our personality, shedding the false self, and plugging ourselves in to our greater self. We pray to dissolve this false self and to allow the cornucopia of goodness to penetrate our lives. Using this week and this holiday season as a time to reconnect with who we really are on the deepest, most intimate planes. And so let us take a moment and we will pass our offering plate.